For the past 30 or so years of my life, I've seen how we've been taunted with the possibility of a viral outbreak of some sort that would cause us to be quarantined. But this is the first time in my life where I've actually seen the quarantine. But what it's done is it's restored my faith in humanity. Like in my restaurant, since we're only open for takeout and delivery now, I've never seen more of a unifying community effort to help one another. I mean, even restaurants are buying food from other restaurants to help support one another. It's truly heartwarming, and it brings me enormous hope, especially after I went to Costco during the beginning of the epidemic, where people were running around all over the place like madmen trying to hoard as much toilet paper as they could. And I'm like watching the shelves empty completely, so I panic, and I immediately go to the foods that I normally eat, and all of that good-for-you organic stuff is still on the shelves. All right, organic chicken was pretty much sold out, and organic eggs. I don't know why people need so much chicken. You know, I feel like if you have a desperation, there'd be a time where you're gonna be isolated in your house with not much to do. It would probably be in your best interest to eat foods that are healthy for you, stuff that would, boost your immune system. And I'm watching people leave Costco with 50 packs of Chef Boyardee. Like, I didn't even know that Chef Boyardee came in paper cartons and the ramen noodles. And I'm like, this isn't gonna help you. You're gonna be quarantined with nothing but empty carbs. I mean, this is an aggressive virus. It's likely gonna affect us no matter how careful we are. So at least let's strengthen our immune system by eating foods that are super high in antioxidants and are really good for our bodies. So I did a little hoarding myself. I bought 10 cases of sardines. You remember that video I did where my wife challenged me to a chop challenge of 3 Costco ingredients or whatever? I challenged her. The sardines and the kimchi became a hit, and we eat them quite often. And sardines are one of those few fish left on the planet that are not affected by heavy metals. They eat plankton, which doesn't come in contact with metals like mercury. So it's a very healthy fish for you. And it's also contained in extra virgin olive oil, which is shockingly amazing. And it's cheap. And that's one of the things that I hoarded. The other things I hoarded were like frozen organic vegetables. Like, no one seemed to want the cauliflower rice or the butternut squash or the string beans. They were intact in the boxes on the shelves. But broccoli was gone, good, and corn, which I'm upset at you don't eat corn. So I purchased some organic chicken and a lot of frozen vegetables and sardines. And I figured when it gets to the point where we're really stuck in our houses with nothing to do, I don't think a little bit of comfort food is gonna really make a difference a month into this thing. I've made my way out into society since and visited Costco, and the shelves are stocked and everything is pretty much back to normal right now, except for toilet paper and hand sanitizer. So the food chain was only disturbed for a minimal time, and that gives me hope for any future pandemics, God forbid. But if you're stuck in your house, this is an excellent opportunity to get creative and try new things. What else are you gonna do except watch Netflix, and how many board games can you play? Now is a fantastic time to expand your culinary horizons and try dishes that are outside of your comfort zone. Please do all that you can to eat the best oils you can afford. The link in the top right-hand corner will explain why. So I'm going to start off with some basic stuff here and work my way up to interesting and creative. And keep in mind that we're cooking with foods that are supposed to have a long shelf life. I am really shocked at the quality of this organic canned tomato sauce. It is truly exceptional. I think it's a touch too sweet, and I really don't think they needed to add the sugar that they put in it. These are the sardines that I hoarded, and they're not your grandfather's canned sardines. They are not salty at all. Truly an exceptional canned product. And it doesn't really get much simpler than this. You just add it to the sauce and heat it up. Keep some quinoa in the fridge and just add it to some warm quinoa or some spiralized zucchini. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because this is kind of lunch. We forgot about breakfast. Let's go back. In my premiere video, I showed you how to make breakfast nachos. The link to that is up above. But Greeks have this beautiful technique where they actually cook eggs and they poach them in tomato sauce. And if you haven't tried that, you really need to give this one a try. It's fast, it's easy, and it's absolutely delicious. All you're really doing is starting out with a little butter, the tomato sauce, and when it's done, you drizzle some olive oil on it, little Celtic sea salt, and black pepper. If you're looking for a healthy alternative to bread or a carb-free option, you really need to try my gluten-free, grain-free, vegan, keto-friendly cracker. The video link is up above and the recipe link is also down below. An excellent friend of mine and sous chef turned me onto this fantastic Sicilian dish about 25 years ago. Finocchio con sarde means fennel with sardines. Now, fennel bulb and anise bulb are interchangeable in this recipe, and believe me, there won't be a shortage of them during an epidemic. You're going to want to caramelize the onions nicely in a really good quality olive oil. Choose whatever olives you like, and if they need to be depitted, do that. The reason why I decided to combine this dish with a puttanesca is because the sweetness of the sauce I felt needed to be offset by some kind of saltiness like olives and capers. Cook the chopped fennel bulb with the onions until it wilts. These are currants. They look like raisins, but they're not, and if you can get them raw, use them because they are so loaded with antioxidants. A full jar of tomato sauce to half a fennel, half an onion, about a cup of those sliced olives, quarter cup of those currants, and a few tablespoons of capers. I added 3 cans of sardines to this, which came out to about a little over 9 ounces. Then I just finished it off with a little fresh ground organic pepper. Just a little drizzle more of olive oil. This dish is best served with a fusilli pasta. This is the best gluten-free pasta I've ever had in my life. I put a link to it down below. Unfortunately, there is some corn in the ingredients, but I will splurge when it comes to this pasta when I'm in the mood because it's just spectacular. You can add some Parmesan cheese to this dish if you want. The recipe is super simple and also available on my website at warehousechef.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you again very soon.